Hey, ambitious professionals, it's Linda Rayner of lindarayner.com, guiding you to a career and life you'll truly enjoy. And today's episode is another special one because I will be talking to one of my superstar clients. Her name is Zishan. Ready to get the job you want? Top-notch interview is coming soon. For more info and free training, head to jointni.com. Zishan is a soon-to-be CPA. She was originally an immigrant to Canada, and she has been able to overcome her self-doubt, her low confidence, and has been able to successfully land her dream job at a well-known accounting firm. And today, she's going to share with you exactly how she did it. So, Zishan, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me, Linda.
So Zishan, let's start with your story. I think a lot of people are going to resonate with your story because you're very similar to a lot of other clients that I work with. So can you tell me, how did you first start your career? How did you come to Canada, all that stuff, and what led you to working with me through Stand Out Get Hired?
Yeah, so I came from China to Canada 6 years ago for education. So I finished my undergrad in 2017 from an accounting program, and I started working at an accounting firm right after graduation. The accounting firm I was working at, so the particular office I was working at was very small. So after working there for almost a year, I was laid off, and I was very frustrated at the time.
So 2017, you graduated right away, you got a job. So 2018, you were looking for a new job. How did you feel during the job search process and looking for another position?
Yeah, like the fact of being laid off really scared me and really hurt my self-esteem, because when I was in university, I was actually a top performer. Like I got good grades, and I was taking multiple volunteer positions at school, and I was also taking multiple executive positions at the universities. So I was very frustrated because I didn't know where to start. I used to use my university's career site to find career opportunities to look for jobs, but it was not an effective tool anymore, because I found like most of the jobs posted on the career site were actually fresh graduate or for people who has much more experience, like more than 3 years of experience. And I was neither of them. So I was feeling very nervous and lost.
Yeah. So the jobs that you applied to, they said they need at least 3 years experience, but you only had 1 year of experience. And also you had enough experience that you weren't considered really entry level anymore. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. And also another thing, so in addition for those frustrations, because I only have 1 year of experience, so I didn't have too much of savings. So I had to move to a cheaper apartment, which is affordable to me. And because the apartment was cheap, there were actually bedbugs and cockroaches in it. So like in the first 7 sessions we're working together, I was actually sitting on the top bar chair, and I was putting my computer on my drawer, so I can separate myself from the floor.
Because oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I know there were little bodies hidden in the carpet. So I was actually in a mess, like in that situations. And even worse, I was in the process of preparing my CPA exams, and there were 3 of them. And you know that they were not easy, right? They were very stressful exams.
Yeah.
So like I was studying with the bedbugs and cockroaches in the meantime I'm preparing for the exams. So I was very frustrated and didn't know where to start at that time until I came across your channel, and I knew you will be the person that can help me. So I reached out to you.
Oh, wow. I did not know. I had no idea when we were working together that you were living with cockroaches and bed bugs. That's crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about that. Let's talk about just before you started working with me. I know that you had already been looking for jobs on your own, or at least you tried. I mean, how was that process of looking for jobs? Did you get many interviews? Did you get many callbacks? Like, how many jobs did you apply to?
Actually, I didn't apply for any jobs because I didn't know where to start. I knew it was not effective to apply straight online. So I was relying on referrals from my friends. So actually, one of my friends referred me to a very big accounting firm. And I didn't get the job because I didn't perform well in the interview. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's right. Okay. So you didn't actually apply for jobs, but you did get some referrals and you didn't get the offer. Right. So what made you decide? So I know you found me on YouTube, but what made you decide that you wanted to work with me through my Standout Get Hired program?
Because I watched many of your videos, I found out that your strategies were very specific. So I knew like to be able to reach my goal, I really need to get some really specific guidance. So I think you can help me with that. So I reached out to you.
Okay, awesome. And what would you say was the biggest things that you learned about yourself while we were working together in the Stand Up Get Hired program? How did you feel as we were doing it?
So we started in September and I accepted my current job offer in October. So the process actually is very short. I got the job within a month. So I sent out 15 applications and I got 5 interviews and 3 job offers. And for those 3 job offers, they came very fast, like within a week. So I knew that I was their top candidate. So I was feeling very confident about that.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. So you got 3 job offers within basically like a month that we were working together. Tell us about this new job. Like you were working at a pretty good accounting firm before, but you got let go out of that because of budgeting cuts. And now you're working at another really good accounting firm. So how do you feel in your new job?
So I really love my current job. I have already made some friends and I got assigned challenging work. So compared to my previous job, right now my salary almost got doubled. So I'm very satisfied with where I am right now.
Amazing. So you got almost double the salary. That's great. So one thing I wanted to bring up, Zishan, with you is that I know that you're originally from China, from a different country, that English isn't your first language. How do you view yourself, as someone when you know that English isn't your first language? Because I get a lot of people that write comments and say, my English isn't good. That's why I'm not getting a job offer. But clearly, that's not true for everyone who doesn't have English as their first language. You had 3 job offers. So what would you say to those people?
I don't think this is something you should worry about because I don't think English is the top one reason that push you back from getting a job. I think the most important thing you need to learn to get a job is to how to sell yourself. And for me, English is not my first language. I actually find it's really interesting to learn English because you are learning a completely different culture. So you are not only learning the English itself, you are learning the culture. So it's very interesting, like to learn different humor, a different grammar, and different language. And I also think you can pick up those English skills at work. So finding a job is not about English, it's about selling yourself.
Yes, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. What would you say were some of the biggest things you learned about yourself as we went through the Stand Up Get Hired program? Like, what were the big aha moments for you?
I think one thing very important for me is that you taught me how to approach to the hidden job market. Because for me, as I said, I found many job postings are either for a fresh graduate or for people with much more experience. So I knew I really need to learn a way to be proactive to approach to those hidden opportunities. And you taught me that. So I think it's very important. Another thing I learned from the process is that the person who can scare you is you. And the person who inspires you is you as well. Because you must remember, I said to you that I might be your first unsuccessful client.
Yes,
and right now you help me push away the person that scares me and brings the person who can inspire me and who can motivate me. So this is also very important for me.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Yes, I do remember you first, one of the first things you said to me was, I think I'm going to be your first unsuccessful client. And I said, no, let's not put negative thoughts like that out there. Let's be positive. And I'm glad that, you got through that because you're no longer that negative person. I can see that. And I think everyone else can see that as well. So Zishan, for people who are like you who've recently graduated, who are trying to find a new job and who are struggling to find their dream job offer, what would you say to them if they were thinking about working with me through my Standout Get Hired program? What advice would you give or what tips would you give them?
I would say, like, for people who are currently struggling with their resume skills, with their interview skills, or job searching skills, Linda really got the talent and she can help you to find your potentials.
Great. And, if they were feeling nervous about making the investment, because it is a fair investment that you have to make to do this program, what would you say to them about that?
I think sometimes this is the investment you have to make. So when I was thinking where I was like a few months ago, I really didn't know where to start. So I really had to make that investment to let Linda to give me a starting point and start from there. I think it really worth the investment because for me, my salary almost got doubled. So I really paid out those investments. I think you can really get the return from this investment in the long term because the strategies taught by Linda, you can use that in the rest of your life.
Great. I'm so happy to hear that. So when it comes to selling yourself and learning how to sell yourself in interviews and in your resume, what would you say was the biggest thing you learned from working with me through Standout Get Hired?
So one thing I learned from this private coaching program is that you need to be open to the opportunities and don't be afraid to approach to people. This is also a skill that you can use in the rest of your life and career. Yeah, and I feel I can benefit from that in the long term.
Amazing. Great. So if you are someone who is similar to Zishan, who is looking for a new opportunity and you haven't been successful and you realize that you want one-on-one professional guidance from me specifically, then feel free to head over to my website, lindarainer.com/standoutgethired, read through the page, fill out the application form. And if it seems that we're a potential match to work together, then one of my team members will be reaching out to you directly. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Ready to get the job you want? Top-notch interview is coming soon. For more info and free training, head to jointni.com.